Took me 80 days. 80 days to truly understand who I wanted to be. I've been on semen retention now for 80 days. And at this point, I don't struggle with, trying not to jerk off or trying not to get with women or anything like that. I'm just so honed in on my craft, on my purpose, that those things don't even enter my mind anymore. And I think a lot of it has to do with the things that all of the things that I was consuming. And I'm not just talking about food. I was, of course, eating a lot worse food. That's number one. But number two, I was consuming just all this social media that did not serve me. Right? All this content that entertained me. Maybe made me feel a little bit happy. Made me laugh. But it was making me so lost. I was getting caught up in other people's lives and just, what was going on the internet. While I was just sidelining my own life. But that is such a wasted life at that point, if that's how I'm spending my time. You have to understand something. This is something I really just think about and ponder upon all the time. God is just this, this being that is a storyteller. God loves drama. God loves tragedies. God just loves a good story. That's all it is. It's all a play. Whether we somehow are God or partially are God, the overall conscious of the world, the universe, whatever you want to call it, God just likes a good story. So you have to guarantee that your story is entertaining enough for God to care. And then God's going to, spice it up a bit. Sprinkle a little bit of flavor into the story as well. Help you out along the way, as long as you're helping yourself. As long as you're trying to obtain the God key, God will help you along the way. And this isn't supposed to be anything religious. I believe in manifestation, the universe, things like that. When I say God, I mean the universe. I mean things of that nature. But you are God deep down. And there might be people in the comments, oh, that's blasphemous. You can't say that. I believe in this. You can believe whatever you want to believe. I'm not here to tell you that you can't. I think it's good to, believe in some sort of something. You have to believe in something because we're not just here for some random reason. We didn't just spawn here randomly. There is purpose and intention behind what we are. And I truly just feel like God is the future version of ourselves. That's why God is so attached to us. That's why God loves us so much, because it's us. It's us in the future. God is all-knowing, but then people will question why God can't prevent this, God can't prevent that. Because God knows what happens, because time is something that we make up. Us humans just make up. Time doesn't exist in the fourth dimension, and God is above the third dimension, so theoretically that would make sense, right? So God is just us in the future. God is all of us. God is always within. It applies to every religion, every philosophy. You know, they say God is within you. And that is a very, literal thing. It's not meant to just be this wushu, woo-woo thing. No, it's literal. But a lot of people cannot unlock this God key that they have within them because they don't remember that they were once a God. And they are always a God. Because time is irrelevant. When you're manifesting, time is irrelevant. You can't think about it as time is this linear sequence and this is where I exist right now in this time and in reality, and get all emotional and worked up about the time that you're in right now. All of time already exists. And you'll get there eventually. But there's only today. You have to understand that. There's no real past, no real future, but today exists. So all in all, you just have to make today count. And then when tomorrow is the next today, make that count too. Just keep making every day count. You know, show up for yourself. Define what you want out of this life and just go out there and get it. It's not going to be easy. What kind of story is that? An easy story? That's boring. Imagine you go to see a movie, go to see a play, and the character has no conflict. What a pointless fucking movie. That movie is going to be rated a fucking 1 star on Rotten Tomatoes. Like, that shit's going to be ass. Let's be honest. So why would you think that that's how it's just supposed to work? Like, things are just supposed to be easy. What a shit movie that is. God doesn't like that. God likes drama. God likes, epic shit going on. So, you should just do everything in your power to make your story as epic as possible. And how do you do that? By pursuing your purpose within the time frame that you are given. And maybe God will take you out of this world when you did it. You served your purpose. Whatever that purpose is. You may not even know it, but God does. Right? But God is within you. You need to bring that out of you. Remember that you once were God. You once created all of this, right? But you are still creating all of this. The world around you is just consciousness solidified into what we call reality, what we make sense of it. So it is real, right? Because how do you define what is real? Something that you can observe and see and feel and touch and seems real, feels real. So who's to say it's not real? But it's a fabrication of our collective conscious, of what everyone collectively believes, so then it just solidifies. So whoever kind of built the world prior and solidified that is how it happened. And now we'll grow up and read history books and this and that, so then we'll think that's what happened. So then that's what remains the constant. Maybe this sounds a bit delusional or crazy, but that's how it actually all works. And you can't convince me otherwise. I really try to deep dive into philosophy, every single religion, See where they correlate, see where they obstruct from the path, see why a religion would exist. And also, Jesus never wanted religion. Whether he was a real person or not, the idea of him, he would never want religion. His goal was to tell you to awaken your godhood within you. You know? Told us directly God is within us. And we misinterpreted it. But maybe that was purposeful. Maybe they want you to forget. So then you're stuck in this endless cycle of this world, coming back to this world. You know, your karmic cycle, your karmic retribution. You just keep coming on back because you don't believe that you are God. And you unfold the reality in front of you. And it starts with the belief in your head, in your mind. Then it follows through your words to yourself, your affirmations, and then the most important part, the actions. You manifest, you say what you gotta say. All of your affirmations, you say it, and then just let your body and mind and soul take action. And on the journey of semen retention, your body will just be on autopilot and take action on its own. It will refuse to give up on you and your soul's purpose and your soul's manifestations. It will refuse to do that. And then that's how you actually end up winning. In a positive way. By realizing that you are God and you control what is in front of you. You unfold what is in front of you constantly. The future doesn't exist just yet. It does, but it doesn't. Do you understand? So just make sure you're taking action. And the rest will follow. Just be hyper-focused on your purpose. Take action. Remember that you're God. And create the reality around you. That's all it's ever been. Stop overcomplicating everything. Stop thinking that all these little fucking things matter when they don't. All that matters for you right now is your potential and your purpose to make your story epic. And if you hurt people's feelings because you're rapidly changing and you don't cater to anybody anymore, that is quite okay. You know, I'm starting not to cater to anybody anymore. I'm just doing my own thing, unapologetically. I could care less about anyone or anybody else's feelings. Because I need to obtain my goals as much as I need to breathe. And that's what I'm going to do. And you'll see. You're here from the very start of the journey. This is only the beginning. This may look like a far adventure so far, but this is truly only the beginning. You know? I'll be on this for years and years and years and truly just inspire the world to just make their story as epic as possible. I love you guys as always. Strong.